What up? Yeah, there's even a cross in my night vision binoculars. Yeah, I told this one guy, Roger, shout out to you, man. See, this is the kind I use. Oh, specs. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can read that or not. Sorry if you can't read. So those are the ones I use, though. They're sweet. They're real sweet. And then, we barely got this done. This is our sun porch. We insulated it and threw another layer and sealed it up. And now I'm throwing some plastic on it. But it's still cold back here, so ladder so got space here to rack. You know what I'm saying? Over here, oh yeah, see, to them Nibiru cats, man, you see, I got binders of data and coordinates and, meters and readings and observations and, all kinds of stuff. See, I can show you. See, I haven't seen any of your data unless unless it's coming from some kind of, FAA cam, right? But that's miles of data. See, binder, there was a crossword puzzle mixed in with all the binder, and binder. Yeah, box over here. I'm working on my 6-1 right there. So, charge readings, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go through it all. There they go. But, I had to cut the last video short. It was my father called. So I was like, oh snap. I gotta get up. So there we go. Back to the oops. See? Just got back. Back to the dragon. Yeah, it's the dragon, see. You see, yeah, look at it. Look at all the little orbs, planetoids, vessels. And if you look closely in the middle of that, there's a little white triangle. I don't know if you can see it, if it'll come up. Right, see. But, again, this is a sweet capture of them. Right, what I'm going through. Yeah, bam, you can see, oh, brr, right, brr, I'm coming for you, So that's how it goes, because I don't do this for money. Again, I'm documenting this, it's a documentation, like the Egyptians built pyramids, right? It's the main reason why I do this. I do this too because I want to get those planets named that are coming around. Mina P 020102. The binary planets. A binary planet. They orbit each other with one moon. And there it is, lighting up at the bottom, right at the tree line. Right at the bottom right hand corner. Sweet. You know what I'm saying? Sweet. So here they come, baseball playing. Told you. Boom, they coming around. They'll be coming around the mountain when they come. See? And then we got this right here. Bam. Oops. At the edge of the screen. Bam. Look at that. See, look at the dragon. Look at it. See? See the planet coming around. See, that's ugly. Told you, I should be getting awards for my captures of the Nibiru system. Look at that, that's ugly. Told you, isn't that ugly? That's what some Chinaman saw, some 18,000 years ago or something. I'm thinking it's more like 21. Ah, yeah, that's sweet. It's beautiful. See? And you can't get this with a sun simulator, guys. You can't get this with a reflector. You can't get this with a Project Bluebeam. You can't get this with HARP. You can't get this with chemtrails. You can't get this with, some hologram. Okay? You cannot get these images. Cannot. By a man-made. It can only come from God. You guys fail to realize that. It can only come from God. You guys spewing ungodly, unholy, biblical nonsense while still spewing the word makes you a false prophet. You need to quit. Plus you're lying to the people in mass, bearing false witness. Not only that, you're acting like God with your doomsday predictions. You ain't God. You don't know when the end of the world's coming. Fool, stop pretending. Knuckleheads. The Ten Commandments, also apply to God. If you guys don't understand that, you're supposed to honor thy mother and father. That's God and Mother Mary. The mother of Jesus. You understand this? Okay? You can steal from God. You can steal the belief of Him from people. Yes. See that one comment going downwards? Boom. See, that's how you capture that. See? You know what I'm saying? And so you guys is, doing all kinds of unholy stuff, But worst of all, you're trying to, debunk God's work with some unplausible theory. Impossible. It just doesn't make sense. You guys are keeping the veil on, the people who are asleep, who haven't woken to God yet. You're keeping the veil on them. You're going to have to answer to these questions and more. You know what I'm saying? And then you trying to say, oh, yeah, we're only here seeking truth. Right there, man. Right there, man. You're holding the bubble, man. Makes no sense. Right? Then you quoting the book. How you gonna quote the book if you don't even follow it? And spread the message of the teaching. But you don't. You don't. And all these, you're gonna have to come a time when you're gonna have to okay, what's right and what's wrong? Because these guys are spewing at the mouth. Look, that's bad as 12, man. That's bad as 12. Acting like you know stuff. You guys don't know about the Andeans. You guys don't know about the Ethiopians. You guys try to say that the Samaritans and Anunnaki wrote the Bible. It's impossible. It's impossible. People are like, how is it impossible? Well, because God couldn't give His word to the prophets, and then have them go take 4 hours to chisel it in some stone. Man, you guys are knuckleheads. You need paper or parchment. And that wasn't invented until later. You know what I'm saying? So then the prophets could get the word from God and write it down. It didn't take so long. Man, you guys don't even know about divine timing or nothing. Makes no sense. No sense. They're going to carry around, wagons full of stones. That's the word. Man, knuckleheads. Knuckleheads. Man, it just makes no sense. These guys make no sense. Can't even correlate, history with the Bible. Nothing. It just boggles the mind how anybody listens to you and goes, hey, yeah, that sounds plausible. Right. It does. Everybody's just brown dwarf. It's not a brown dwarf. It's a red dwarf. Why? How do I know it's not a brown dwarf? How? Can anyone ask you, how do I know? And no one else does. Well, for one, a brown dwarf does not have, the gravitational force to keep these planets, in their orbit. See, and the fact is that the big gas giant, the one back there, the red one, sortish, the other two big planets orbit that one. Now, why does that happen? Nobody can tell me? Well, I can't. Because those two orbiting the big one takes the gravitational load off of the red dwarf. Again. You're just like, oh, but that's not convincing enough. Okay, well, figure this. Red dwarfs are the most common star in the universe. Red dwarfs are the oldest living stars. They live the longest. And believe it or not, when the universe goes dim, the last stars to be shining will probably be red dwarfs. See, things you, again, when you get to the point where it's like, oh, really? Yes. Well, they say, well, that's probably still not. Okay, well, a red dwarf, has a core that's denser than our own sun. It has a very strong gravitational force implies to it. And that gravitational force produces plasma, which a brown dwarf cannot. You understand? A brown dwarf cannot produce plasma. Its gravity density cannot do it. Now, how do I know this? Well, scientists actually built a star in the laboratory. They can compress gravity so tight it produces plasma. It's somewhere in the U.S. There's a plane up at the top of the screen. Somewhere in the U.S., an 8-story building. How come you guys aren't talking about this? CERN stuff. You guys always, but you don't talk about that one. You could do a lot of damage with that kind of force of gravity. You understand? All they're doing is smashing atoms together at CERN. The sun does that 1,000,000 times a second. Right? It's not going to blow a hole in the universe. It just doesn't make any sense. They're trying to capture muons and quarks and see if they can harness antifreeze. Antimatter. That's what they do at CERN. Understand? These guys, they built a collider. Collides atoms. Boom. What do you get from that? Inside of the atoms. It's not going to blow a hole in the universe. It's not going to open portals. Portals. Come on. That's about the same theory as multiple dimensions. Look at that. Just awesome. Again, you guys, it boggles the mind how you can just sit there and not understand, you're in a position, to help open people up to, the miracle of God, and you just, man, I swear, man, there ain't nothing more unholy than that. See the planets? See how the dragon moved over here now? See how that looks? You wish you could capture that, Mr. Narubu. You wish you could capture that. I'm telling you. So that's how we roll. I'm just saying, you guys I ain't doing this to put anybody out there. You know, it just gets sickening though. You know, because y'all all in the same game. You guys are all in the same game. You know, I don't know, you know, who or what, or you know what I'm saying? You know, but all y'all in the same game. Because all of you can't be spewing the same junk science and have people listening to you. And that's what you all doing. You know, there's only a few people who understand that, you know, this is a necessary evil for Earth to go through. Why do I say that? Well, you know, think of all the extra elements this thing puts back into our planet. Fresh. You know, fresh elements. You know, again, making the soil rich, feeding bacteria, you know, microbes. You know, it renews it. Right? It gives Earth's inner core a spark. It's probably why it's been going for, you know, a billion years. Whatever. Again, when you guys understand that this is beneficial, it's beneficial to the plants, you know, it renews our atmosphere, makes it strong again. See, look at the dark arc. That's a planet coming, about to swing in front. But that one will light up. See how it's beginning to light up at the top? Begin to light up, see? See? And then there's other planets. Oops. See? See how they coming around? Oops. Got a little bright. It gets a little bright for a few minutes. See how that looks? Right? Freaky deaky, eh? And that's just how it looks. So you guys, you know, once you understand, you know, the true nature of, you know, of how you have to live by the word, you know, and do what's right, and you know, don't be a false prophet, don't be lying in mass, you know, don't be, you know, a fortune teller. Guys, just do not be a fortune teller. He looks down on them like a mug, because only he knows what's going to happen. He might give you a premonition, but you ain't looking at it and be like, oh yeah, my crystal ball. No, it don't. See how that one little dark planet right there coming through? I like that, how they come in dark like that. You know, because they're being shaded for, you know, possibly a few. See how they're coming in dark? See, look at that. That's sweet as 12. Man, see, you can see all the arcs. See, they're orbiting. See, those two right there orbit each other. See how that moon just came up? That moon just came up from the bottom of the screen. It's a moon coming around. You look in the upper left-hand corner, that one orb is dipping down. That's sweet. See how that works? See, Mr. Narubu couldn't do that. You know, because you need to have this stuff calculated. And that's what those binders are for. You haven't done that at all. You know, you haven't done that at all. And then you know, you guys are talking about, I know where this is at, and I know I did calculate. No, you didn't. You don't even know what goes into making calculations like this. See how they coming around? Whew, bam. See how they coming around? Oh, here comes the heart for the ladies. Come on, I know I turned. Oh, so let me just give one more shout out to the ladies again. You know, because, you know, I do, you know, insist that women play a pivotal role, you know, in you know, not only in Jesus, but, you know, in the Bible and whole, you know. Man, you got to understand, Adam gave his rib to make Eve. That was so it would protect her heart. You guys don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You understand. So that's sweet. Look at that. See how they're a little darky or see, that's how you get them to come in. So you take out the light source. See, if I was pointing at that, you don't see nothing. But if you point like that, boom, look how many. See? That's how many. That's why I say 3 gas giants. Some 80, you know, Mercury, Mars. You know, I think there's even, you know, there's possibly a Saturn rotating around it. I haven't calculated that. And then there's one big one that orbits itself around the star. It's like a counterbalance. Everything in the universe has a counterbalance. You understand? Just like our sun needs a counterbalance, which is this system. Comes in, and you know, the gravitational force is renewed, and they go back out. You know, everything is connected. How do you think the Milky Way gets its spiral arms? Because each system is connected to each system, creating the gravitational link that keeps us together. Come on, guys. Come on, basic science, man, dude. You know? See, there's a cross for you people. You know. So for the ladies, you know, I believe that, you know, because history tells me, sort of, that the Queen of Sheba, who was, of course, a great queen, you know, in what is now Yemen and most of Saudi Arabia. And she's got a huge, you know, a burial mound. It's like a big ark. Anyways, she actually, history says that she actually went to Jerusalem to barter a trade deal. And of course, the Bible recognizes this in one of the chapters. And, you know, apparently she had sex with the king, and then the ark is never seen from again. So she went to Jerusalem. I can't remember the verse, man. I wish I could, because I'm just spewing this, you know, as I go. I don't rehearse this or nothing. But she, you know, because after that verse, you know, the ark is never seen from again. And what correlates this story to history, to the Ethiopian text, is that a great queen from the north came with a covered chest. So, you know, the Ethiopian text actually does say that. So, you know, history and, you know, women and the queen, you know, probably, you know, was entrusted with the ark. And there's one more picture of the dragon with a cross. Oh, look at that. Y'all gotta get right, man. Who's out there spewing? And just, man, you know, you just gotta understand God's word. It's perfection. You know, you gotta search. You know, you gotta search out His concealment. You know, you gotta hunt. You gotta dig. You gotta read. See, now you can see the different colors as they're swooping around this way. See? So, you guys just trying to pass on a little truth, because you guys need it. Have a Merry Christmas, or